Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Jewish Psychology, our channel. What does it mean to be an influencer, and what characteristics should I develop in order to be an influencer? How could I be an influencer? And it's a very important question because each one of us have two modes. One, in every moment, every second, everywhere that we are going, whenever we are conscious, we have two modes. One mode is the mode of receiving, and the other mode is the mode of influencing. What does it mean to be a real, genuine, authentic influencer and not a false influencer? Real influencer is a person that has something to bring to the world. He has a value that he wants to bring to every situation. Sometimes this value is just to listen to another person. Sometimes it's to smile. Sometimes it's to bring warmness, to be a warm person, to say hello. Sometimes you really have to go into the world and do something, act, develop, create. If you do not do that, it's like you do not bring your value to the world. And money, we spoke about it. Money, it's one measure to measure the amount of value that we bring to the world. There are all kinds of measurement that we can measure our influence and our value. Sometimes one kind of measurement is the respect that we are receiving. Sometimes it's when people are listening to us. Sometimes we want time. We have more time when we are really influencing. We can develop more time to ourselves. That's the whole idea of capitalism. To have more time in order to develop yourself, in order to be more influencer. So influencing, there is not even one person in the world that cannot influence, that does not have something, that does not have value to bring to the world. If you are alive, if you have been created, that means that someone really loves you and believes in your value and believes in what you can bring to the world. A false influencer is a person that instead of influencing really wants to receive. I don't want really to influence. I want to receive. What? Respect. I want cheers. I want everyone to see me. I want to exist. It's all about me. And when I'm doing things in order to receive and not to influence, the result will be that at the end I can fall into depression or undesirable emotions. Why? Because it's all about me and I'm lying. I'm acting like an influencer, but I'm not a real influencer. Really, what am I? I'm a receiver. I want to receive. And I'm not even a genuine receiver, because what is a real receiver? Receiver is a person that is ready now to forget everything that he knows in order to learn something new about the topic, the theme that we are talking about. So a real receiver is ready now to be like an empty glass in order to fill himself with ideas, with the things that he can learn to develop himself. If I'm full of myself, I know everything, I'm not really ready to receive. So if I'm a false influencer, I'm not really even a true receiver, because you receive in order to influence without receiving, without accepting, without learning, without growing, without developing yourself. You cannot bring something outside, and it's an endless process. In every moment I'm learning something and then I'm getting it out. A student through his time in university or whatever he learns, this is the time that he is really receiving. But through this receiving, he is also developing himself, developing his influencing abilities, in order that when he will finish learning, he will be able to bring the value of the things he learned, of what he learned to the world. So let's talk today about what it is needed, what we need from ourselves in order to be real influencer. And influencing comes from the attribute of, according to the Kabbalistic literature, influencing comes from the attribute of kingship, of royalty. It's something that I have something to influence. It's one of my most important characteristics, that I have something to bring to the world. And in order to develop this point, this very important features that I have in me, I have to think of I have to contemplate on two characteristics of influencing. One characteristic is having some kind of supremacy. Before you jump, let me explain what is supremacy. Supremacy is that I have something of myself, that I'm connected to what I'm doing. I'm not waiting for likes. I'm not waiting for validation from no one else. I am connecting to my inner core, to my inner soul self. It's a major question. What is my inner self? Sometimes when you show self-love, it's like you are too much arrogance. You are too much full of yourself. This is not what we mean. Self-love is that you really love what you really are. What you really are, a part of of eternity, of godliness, of something that is greater than you. Something that is endless, and you are a part of it. And it created you. You have been created in order to develop your inner powers in this world, your attributes, to bring your attributes to the world. So when I'm connected to my inner core, there is a place that I don't need nobody else. Think about in Jewish psychology, in Chasidism, they use the example of a king. A real king does not get his power from people that are afraid from him. This is external power. Because I have power that you are afraid of me, that's why you will obey me. This is not a real kingship. A real king is a person that has something that is connected to something higher than him. You see on him that he has this characteristic of a king. You can see people that have the attribute of royalty in them. You see the way they talk, the way they speak. They are not arrogant. They are not feel supreme of someone. They're supreme because they are connected to something very deep inside of them. And it's not a thick distinction. It's like you have to catch it. I'm not feel myself arrogance, or I don't feel myself supreme of someone else, but I feel myself that I'm connected to an inner point that I have my place. Think about someone that has this attribute of kingship. He needs the time with himself. And it's a part of knowing to be alone, to be with myself, to develop myself. Without being able to be with myself, I cannot be with others. Being with myself, it's a part when I have to think of someone and I want to concentrate. It's like I close myself. When I'm with other people, I open myself. So the first point that you have to develop in order to be an influencer is this attribute, is this characteristic of self-supremacy, let's say it like that. That you have this place that you don't need validation from no one. You are the only one that believe in yourself. If you won't believe in yourself, if you won't believe in your message, if you won't believe in the value that you bring to the world, and it's something to practice on, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. That's for sure. If you don't believe in what you are bringing to the world, nobody will want to listen to you. So you have to develop your own belief in yourself, and it's a part of being connected to your own self. I think a wonderful example, my daughter, she is 15 and a half years old, asked her friend, what you want to be when you'll be grown up? And the daughter and her friend said, I want to be a teacher. And being a teacher, it's a wonderful job. And it's a wonderful platform to influence children and to let them see people in a different perspective. We didn't say that a real influencer does not try to control you and to make you obey to him. He wants to make you an influencer by yourself. He wants to lead you to a place that you believe in yourself and believe in your message, that you become an influencer. You take this message, you take your value, you take what you have to bring to the world, and you continue with that. It doesn't need you in any way. A real influencer doesn't need you because it's not about him. It does not wait to receive. It brings what we have to bring. It's all about the message that is carrying on. Sorry. So my daughter asked her friend, you really want to be a teacher? And she said, I want, but I want it not because of the work itself, not because of the ability to influence children and to change their worldview and to help them discover positive emotions and to have them overcome undesirable emotions and to help them develop themselves, not because of that, which is the real authentic thing of being in influencer. She said, I want to be a teacher because there are a lot of vacations and it's very easy and it's easier to grow, to build a family when you are working as a teacher. And my daughter said there is something that is not right here. I wouldn't want to send my child to a teacher that doesn't really want to be a teacher, but she wants to be a teacher because of external reasons. Why? Because she wants really to enjoy the salary or the vacations or whatever. The salary is low, but you have a lot of vacations, so it's worth it. Because this kind of a teacher will feel burned out so easily. 25, she will be burnt out, and now she have to continue until the age of 67. Doesn't matter how much, but every day that she is working, it's like against her real will, because her real will is in a different place, without being really connected to what I'm doing. And connecting is like, I believe in what I'm doing, and I believe that is influencing. You cannot be a real influencer. The second characteristic of the attribute of kingship, of being an influencer, is that you really want to influence. What does it mean, really want to influence? In the Jewish literature, it is written like, I want to be a king. A king, not in a way that I'm governing others, but I fill them with influencing, with passion to do things, to influence themselves, as we said. And it means that I'm not waiting for a reason to do what I'm doing. I would do that even if I won't have any interest in that and I won't make any money out of it. I'm not waiting for the phone call that somebody will call me and say, okay, the world is ready for you. Come and work for us. You are doing what you need to do because you feel you really want to get to the world and be connected. If the first characteristic was to be with yourself, to develop your inner core, your inner connection, the second one is to be connected to the people that you want to receive from you. Really be connected and find ways to be connected to them and to push to that. Not wait that somebody will call you and say, okay, everything is ready. Nobody will call you. Don't wait. If you are just waiting for the call that somebody will see you and appreciate what you have to bring to the world without you doing things from your own place. It's called in Chasidism, it's called itaruta deltata, that you wake yourself from below, from downstairs, from the place you are. You are not waiting for something higher than you that will pull you out. You are doing your inner work. And without that, you won't be able to be a receiver. It means that you are looking for places in order to do what you believe in, to bring you the value to the world. And in order to do that, you really need to minimize the way you are influencing, and to decide in which area I want to really to influence. It's like you need to really understand the people that you want to receive from you, and to ask yourself, what light I bring to their vessel. Is their vessel, maybe their vessel is ready to my light? So in order to do that, in order to really influence, I need to, it's called in the Kabbalistic literature, tzimtzum, contraction or reduction of my light. There are those who will say to you, I want to influence on everyone, and they will not be able to influence on no one. It's like the people that said, I want to market to all the audiences. No, you cannot. You have to decide which audience you really want to target yourself, to be focused on, and the more you'll be focused, the more you'll develop yourself. And the problem with focusing is to sacrifice all the other things that you think that you can be good at or you can influence it. So in order to really influence, I need to sacrifice other interests, other things. There is a beautiful story about Amos Oz. Amos Oz was an Israeli writer, very famous one. I think he passed away 3 years ago, something like that. And before he passed away, in his last interview, he was asked, are you sorry that you didn't got the Nobel Prize? And he said, prices are something very ridiculous in a way. Why they are ridiculous? Because someone wants to bring me a price for something that I would do, even if I'll get a ticket, because even if somebody will punish me because of what I'm doing. I don't care. I'll do it anyway. So if you are really doing something and you are not counting the hours and you really want to do it because you believe that there is something that you want to discover, I do not try to justify myself that I'm doing that in order because I have this kind of interest or not. No, I want to do that. I want to upload lessons to YouTube in order that people will listen to me. I care about that. So when you hold those two contradict characteristics of the attribute of kingship, of royalty, only then you can be a real influencer. Why? Because you have those two movements in you. One, I have my inner supremacy. I have my inner value. I believe in myself. It's not about you. I don't care about nobody. It's about me. I don't care. Does not mean that I don't find value in other people. No, this is not the case. I really appreciate other people. It's not unappreciating people. I appreciate, but my inner value, you do not need to validate it. Yeah, it's unconditional value. I believe in myself. I believe in my attributes. I believe in what I have to bring to the world. And the second movement that I have to develop in order to be an influencer is to get down to earth and now to meet people and look for places in order to manifest my inner attributes and do what I have to do. And only when I have both of them, and I'm not ashamed of that, I'm not doing things for the money, I'll be very grateful to get money. And the more you'll bring value to the world, the more money you'll get, the more people listen to you. And when I develop those two characteristics, different, maybe characteristic, only then I have some place to get to feel myself from the attribute of kingship, my supremacy, and I have the ability to connect to other people. Then I take myself down and I don't think about myself, and I think about how to make connections and how to bring my value to the world and how to let people hear me. And it's not like you do not control me. You want to hear me? Okay. You don't want, it's okay. You want to take. You want to buy. I'm not dependent on you, but still, I want you to take. I want you to listen. I want you to buy. This is the main two characteristic of the attribute of kingship, and the more you'll develop it, the more you'll know that you have both of them, and you could be a real influencer, and a person must influence. Without influencing, I feel that something is wrong with me. I do not discover my potential, my inner potential, why I'm here in this world. Okay. Jewish Psychology, you are more than welcome to subscribe to our channel, and see you in the next video. All the best.